So a couple of days ago, there's this thing called the Women's March on Washington. And I saw a little bit of it on social media, particularly on Twitter, on YouTube a little bit, some ads and whatnot. But I could not for the life of me understand what their purpose was and what they were doing. It confused me greatly because I didn't know what they were doing. I mean, obviously they were walking, marching, but I didn't know its purpose or its function, if anything. But then, a little earlier today, I stopped and I thought about it for a second and came to a realization, which isn't much of a realization. I mean, it's kind of straightforward, but I looked at the date in which it happened, and it happened January 21st, the day Donald Trump was inaugurated to be the president of this here United States of America. And so then I realized that the Women's March in Washington was a protest against Donald Trump. And that confused me a little more because I was like, why are these people protesting Donald Trump? And then I had to remember all of the bullcrap that ever happened surrounding Donald Trump. I mean, when the election was over, I zoned out. I damn near forgot about everything that happened. Like all of Donald Trump's rape victims, dude. No, but seriously, like, they all evaporated. All those charges, all of those scandals about Donald Trump, poof, went away once he became elected. It's almost like it was created by media in order to create dissent, but I digress. The point that I'm making was I finally realized, obviously, the Women's March on Washington was against Donald Trump, or against his cabinet and whatever. And it really is interesting to me how am I going to word this? The amount of, well, there's praise. That's one word. I guess attention, for lack of, but the amount of attention that is placed on women, because I've said this so many times on my channel, I'm just going to keep saying it. People really like women. Even despite the fact that I criticize a lot of the dumb things that women do, I like women for the most part. But I like everybody. I'm not racist or anything. I treat people as individuals. So, I mean, I would like a woman that's nice, but I don't like women by virtue of their existence. But so many people in our society really like women because they're women. And that's a strange thing to me. I don't really understand that. Because a lot of feminists make the assumption that people like men by virtue of them being men. A lot of feminists think that men prioritize men over men because, I don't know, dick power, testosterone links up with each other or something. When in all actuality, that is pretty opposite. I mean, men might put their friends, their brothers, or close friends ahead of other people, but they don't put men in front of other men. If anything, I have noticed that men will dog out other men, especially times 10 if it's to get some vagina. Oh my gosh, the amount of times I've been dogged out. I've seen people get dogged out for some vagina. It's amazing. Even that mindset from feminists where they believe that men just prioritize. No, that's not true. Men prioritize women over men any day of the week. I mean, even with the code, I'm not even going to talk about chivalry, but whatever. The point, I'm pretty sure that people already understand this. And if you're new here, then, well, you just got to watch my old videos and get up to date. That said, I just find the Women's March itself very interesting, very telling, at least to me, about, again, the lengths that people will go to just praise and talk about how great women are. And it is astounding to me how much this shit happens. It's amazing. They just give it for nothing. Like, the thing that is astounding to me is the fact that they give women a lot of praise for nothing. And when I say women, I don't mean to say that there are no great women. Let me just check my bases there. I'm not saying there is no greatness to be found in a woman, because there is. I'm talking about how there's a lot of praise given to being a woman. Not being a woman that's done something, that's done anything interesting, that's done anything hard or overcame. No, I just the fact that you be is amazing to people. The fact that a woman is what she is amazing to people. And that's something I just cannot understand, because it totally, first of all, it totally throws the concept of pride out of the window, and it totally throws the concept of achievement out of the window. Because if you just like women for being, well, then they can never achieve anything, right? There's no weight on a woman actually doing anything because she's already reached the hallmark that is human existence. and that is she has a uterus. Now here's another thing that got me about the Women's March. I was thinking, which I thought was interesting. I saw a couple of people talk about abortion, right? Now this is something, I actually had this thought today, which was really confusing to me. And that is, remember what I just said a second ago. There's a lot of praise for women for being, for existing, right? And a lot of that praise goes to the fact that women are mothers, that women carry children. Now, you'll notice that there's an interesting contradiction here, because in the same token, sometimes even in the same breath, you'll find that a lot of the rhetoric around abortion, from feminists or women's rights advocates or socialist warriors, is it's all about choice. It's all about women's control over her own body. She gets to do what she wants to do with herself. So first of all, it's very selfish. Again, it's centered on the woman's literal existence. You know, she has a uterus, so she didn't do anything. It just happened, right? But more than that, you'll notice that on the one hand, there's a lot of praise for women for being mothers, for having children. And on the other hand, they think women should have the right to not be mothers, to not be able to carry their children, anything like that. Now that doesn't make any sense to me, because if the thing that makes a woman great is carrying and having children, that's what gives her her value, then that would mean a woman getting an abortion literally undermines that value. It takes that away, literally. You have not become a mother. You have actively prevented yourself from becoming a mother. So how can you then praise women for their ability to carry children, and then at the same time say that women shouldn't have to carry children? Doesn't that take away from the very thing that you gave to them, that you're praising them for? Right? I guess not. I guess maybe I think too complexly about things. Maybe, now just maybe, the topic of abortion, which came up here in the Women's March, is just, at least to me, it always sounds like to me, at least at this point, just a gigantic power fantasy for a lot of these feminist women. It just sounds like, like the thing that I find interesting is the only time people ever really talk or even come up or talk about children in the abortion thing is if a woman has been raped. Like, I get this question a lot. What if a 14-year-old girl was raped? What if some woman was raped? And I give them the same answer all the time in every video they come up with. And I say this: one, that's very rare. That hardly ever happens anyway. Two, I never said that abortion should be illegal. I said that women shouldn't do it. I said that your first thought when you get pregnant should be like, damn, how much does it cost to kill my child? That should not be a thought. I didn't say that I don't think the federal government needs to come in and tell women not to kill your own children. I think that being a woman, being a mother, having that instinct, you should think complexly about the life of your children. But that's never a thing. There's never any complex thought about the actual act of giving birth and having and raising a family, because that's traditionalism, and traditionalism sucks. Hell, lots of people hate traditionalism just because, man, maybe I'll talk about that some other time. But the fact remains, you know, on the one hand, I find a lot of praise for women by their mere existence and that extension they can become mothers. And at the same time, people complain about the fact that abortion rights are under attack. But if a woman gets an abortion, she has actively prevented herself from becoming a mother. So why are we still praising her very existence if she hasn't become a mother? I don't know. It is a crazy, crazy thing to me. The amount of shit we just give to women because it really is. Now, something I found interesting was there are a couple of speeches at the Women's March rally, and I'll go through like a few of them because there's just some points I saw in there I think kind of wholly encapsulate what happened. Of course, you couldn't watch the whole thing on your own time. Let's start with this one. I like that one.
My name is America Ferreira. And I am deeply honored to march with you today as the chair of the Artist Table, as a woman and as a proud first-generation American born to Honduran immigrants. It's been a heart-rending time to be both a woman and an immigrant in this country.
Oh, I bet. Being a woman in America must be absolutely horrible. Imagine all the people that like you for absolutely no reason. And it's terrible, all the attention that you get for being. Yeah, that's horrible. The fact that everyone likes you even though you contribute and do absolutely nothing. That's horrible. You know, despite the fact that I said that sarcastically, when you think about it, that really is horrible, because it means that women don't have to aspire to be anything, and thus they just exist in a state of mediocrity. Give you something to think about.
Our dignity, our character, our rights have all been under attack.
I'm done. No, I'm not watching the rest of this. If we're going to start with a premise like that, well, I don't think there's much left to debunk here. So, no. That's my response. No. No, they aren't. No, they haven't. Good day, madam. No, I say good day.
And a platform of hate and division assumed power yesterday. But the president is not America. His cabinet is not America. Congress is not America.
And I'm gonna stop it right there, because there's only one thing I really want to say. And if you're gonna watch the whole speech, you can do so. That's your prerogative. But the thing that gets me the most about this is a fundamental lack of what the president of this here United States can do. So I'll explain it quickly and briefly. The president of the United States can do three things. All right. He can veto a bill, which means if a senator or representative in Congress writes a bill, you know, they can get it through Congress. If it passes through the House of Representatives and the Senate, then it goes to the president. And then the president can look over that bill, and he can decide whether or not he likes it or not. So the president can veto a bill. Now, the interesting thing about that is 2/3 of Congress can overturn a president veto. So he doesn't have absolute power in that regard. Now, the second thing the president can do is he can propose a bill. He can write a bill, and this is, you know, the law that I would like to see. Now, that bill only gets through Congress, again, if 2/3 of Congress ratify the bill. Again, he still doesn't have absolute amazing power that a lot of people pretend that the president does. And then the third thing the president can do is he's the commander-in-chief, so he can move forces anywhere in the world he wants. He tells them wherever they're going to go. He can do that. He's got that power. The president doesn't have the dictatorial power to create and remove any which law he wants. That was the point. That's how the government in America was designed, supposed to be. The fear is when when this division of power all collectively just become evil, cruel, and horrible, and just want to look into their own ends. Then you have a problem. However, in terms of its design or its function, the American government is created so that one whole power and one whole group doesn't hold all the power. Now, again, if these people collude together, I mean, they would have absolute power. I mean, assuming that there's, you know, a cabal of intelligent and rich people that just want to create this one lone government to control us all. Withholding that, again, the American system is designed for division of power. In other words, Donald Trump is pretty far from a dictator, even if he has become the president. And even then, he hasn't done anything to suggest that he even wants to be a dictator and wants to completely control anything and everything. I mean, do I think Donald Trump will be a good president? That remains to be seen. He's only been president for like 4 days, but he's not a dictator, and he can't become a dictator based on the way our government is created. You guys honestly have nothing to worry about. Considering the fact that Donald Trump really likes women, you really don't have anything to worry about. My word.
Oh my
Michael?
God. Ashley!
My name is Ashley Judd.
Ashley Judd is here!
And I am a feminist.
Well, that's a good sign.
And I want to say hello to Independence Avenue in the back, all the way down to 17th Street.
Wow!
And I bring you words from Nina Donovan, a 19-year-old in Middle Tennessee, and she has given me the privilege of telling you what she has to say. I am a nasty woman.
You know, I don't really care what political position you hold, what part of the world you come from. I don't think being nasty in any context is anything to ever be proud of. Like, ever. I don't really see how you can take pride in that. But then again, I'm not a woman, so.
I'm not as nasty as a man who looks like he bathes in Cheeto dust.
I don't know. I don't know.
A man whose words are a diss track to America. Electoral college sanctioned hate speech contaminating this national anthem. I'm not as nasty as Confederate flags being tattooed across my city. Maybe the South actually is gonna rise again. Maybe for some, it never really fell. Blacks are still in shackles and graves just for being black. Slavery has been reinterpreted as the prison system in front of people who see melanin as animal skin. I am not as nasty as a swastika painted on a pride flag. And I didn't know devils could be resurrected, but I feel Hitler in these streets. A mustache traded for a toupee. Nazis renamed the cabinet electroconversion therapy, the new gas chamber, shaming the gay out of America, turning rainbows into suicide notes. I am not as nasty as racism, fraud, conflict of interest, homophobia, sexual assault, transphobia, white supremacy, misogyny, ignorance, white privilege. I'm not as nasty as using little girls like Pokemon before their bodies have even developed. I am not as nasty as your own daughter being your favorite sex symbol.
What? What are you even talking about? What even is this a reference to? And then the speech just goes on and on where she says she's not as nasty as X. I guess the point of the speech is to say there are a bunch of nasty things. I guess that's the point of it, because that's all I've got out of it.
Like your wet dreams infused with your own genes, but yeah, I'm a nasty woman. A loud, vulgar, proud woman. I'm not nasty like the combo of Trump and Pence being served up to me in my voting booth. I'm nasty like the battles my grandmothers fought to get me into that voting booth.
No, wrong. That is inaccurate. No. It was your grandfathers who fought the battle to get you into that voting booth on account of, that whole American Revolution thing. Just saying.
I'm nasty like the fight for wage equality. Scarlett Johansson, why were the female actors paid less than half of what the male actors earned?
Because they didn't work as hard as the male actors did. They didn't appear in as many scenes as the male actors did. That's why. It's that simple of a concept. And considering the fact that these people make more money than most human beings will ever see in their lifetime, I really don't understand why these actresses are complaining. Let me say that statement again. You arrogant and entitled jerks. You make more money than most people will ever see in their lifetimes. Complaining about the fact that you didn't get, what, $500 million? You got $250 million? Come on. Again, one last time. That's more money than most people will see throughout their entire time living in this plane of reality. Fuck off. Stop complaining about that. I don't care about the woes of rich people. I don't. Seriously, get out of here with that. Good day. Adios. I'm not going to go through the rest of it because I don't have the patience to do so. Excuse me. It's just a bunch of complaining, whining, solutions, whatever. So, that was only a couple of speeches that came from the Women's March. And again, it just all sounds like a bunch of virtue signaling. It sounds a bunch of whole, I love and care about women. I want to protect women. We need to keep women safe. And it's a strange thing to me how simultaneously people can constantly beat this message into our heads over and over again that women need to be protected and women need to be loved and women need to be safe. and then simultaneously try to give me the same message that we live in a culture that just hates women. Because wanting to love and protect an individual doesn't sound a lot like hate. So that being said, man, I certainly hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, man, go ahead and click the like button. Yeah, shoot, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below, and as always, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you cool cats soon. Adios.